Okay, we're back again, and we're just going to continue on just talking about us in general, you know, how we feel about ourselves as women. And I'm noticing about as far as my hair, I guess it's because I get a chance now, you know. Can you imagine not to be able to comb your hair when you've been combing it for years? And then just washing it and then being able just to go out. It is really very liberating. Freedom. So, and it's given me more time to search within myself to understand myself more. Okay? So I'm finding more peace within. Because many of us, we're living on the outside. Everything on the outside that matters, you know. But it's really what is going on in the inside. Why, you know, do I want to alter myself? Because I feel, you know, you're altering yourself. Yeah. If you change your hair, you know, you're altering yourself. And some women think it's self-hate, but I wouldn't say it's self-hate. I think it's just out of not knowing what to do, you know. So I want to talk more about women and, okay, the confidence level. Okay, so would you like to, you know, talk more on the confidence level of how do you think, okay, as far as men? Okay, I heard one lady on YouTube, she was talking about that. What do you do when your loved ones don't like your natural hair? Just like you, say for instance, you know, if your wife, and then you told her you didn't like her hair, you know, and you can imagine how that feels, because really that's saying, I don't like you, you know. So how do you feel, you know, about natural hair?
Well, I think that a male that wouldn't like it is probably so prone to what media society has brainwashed them into thinking what is good, what is not, you know, what looks pretty, what doesn't. I mean, there's men that you know, speak ill about their wives or, you know, their girlfriends or just women in general that don't fit the mold of what media, Hollywood says looks good right now. So I say if you're an individual where you're dealing with a situation where your family members or whatever, they don't, you know, preferably like how your hair is, then it all comes back around to, are you happy? You know, it's not something that's causing any hurt or detriment to anybody else. If anything, it's helping you out from a health standpoint, as well as making you feel better about yourself. And then everybody likes to be a part of something. So, you know, just to be able to be like on YouTube, you know, discussing it, being a part of a select few. I mean, who doesn't like to be a part of a brotherhood or sisterhood of people together that all kind of carry the same views and understand the same things? So I would just say, you know, there's worse things going on in the world. There's worse things that they could be worried about pertaining to you. So if it's just your hair, then you know they can go where they need to go with that. That's what I'd say. Okay,
so what do you feel about a woman self-confident about herself? You know,
I feel like times have changed. I probably can, you know, asking you the question back, you know, when you were a teenager, what, like, let's say, as far as with a young man, how far would you go with a young man? And what was the overall, you know, climate at that time, during those times?
Oh, you didn't even think about that, because, you know, your mom would tear you up. That's why, so you wouldn't even go there.
And that's why, you know, when whenever I watch movies, whether it be like, well, let's say Grey or, you know, any of the movies that you know, were set back in, let's say the 60s, you know, the early 60s, or really all of the 60s, there was a certain level of respect that a young woman had for herself. So for a guy, you know, one of the smooth guys, he was like, hey, if I got a chance to hold her hand or hug her, it was like, you know, I got to first base type of mentality. But it seems like nowadays it's just like the young ladies is you know, they have such a small level of respect for themselves, whether it be from various different reasons. You know, I've heard stories